Hello everyone. For today, I'm going to teach you on how to make a piano. So we'll be building and creating a piano using the MIT App Inventor. Okay, so first thing to do is to start a new project and name the project as exercise 3 underscore piano. Click OK. Then after that, you are in our viewer, in our designer viewer. Again, this is our UI or the user interface. So we have here the palette, we have the components of user interface, we have the layout, media, drawing, and etc. And also the components, all the components that we drag and drop in our viewer can be seen here in the components. Then after that, we have also the properties. Properties, when you select one of the components, these properties will change. So first, we'll be uploading files that can be found in our drive. Okay, so we'll be uploading files. Click File, then choose File. Go to the resources. So I'll be uploading this all of this wave or sound file, but we cannot upload them as one, so we'll be uploading them one by one. Will take a minute or two to upload them all. Click the upload file, choose file, and choose the sound file. We'll be using all of this sound file. F note. G note. D sharp note. Then high C note. Then we are now have this list of the notes that we'll be using for our piano. The next is select the screen one and make the open screen or the screen orientation as the landscape to make our phone or our viewer as landscape. So every time we run the application, it will be on the landscape orientation. So next is we'll be go to layout and drag horizontal arrangement on our screen. Then let's change the properties. Height, let's say 50%. And then the width is fill parent. Click OK. And then the align horizontal, make it center, so that every time we run our application, it will automatic adjust to the center in every phone screen sizes. And let's go back to user interface and drag the first 4 buttons. And go to button 1 and change the text to C. Button 2, change the text to D. Button 3, change the text into E. Button 4, change the text into F. And after that, let's go to button 1, which is C. Change the height to fill parent. and the width to 10%. And same goes through with the other 3. Button 2, change the height to fill parent. Width is 10%. Button 3, fill parent height. Width is 10%. Button 4, height fill parent. Width 10%. Then let's continue. B. Button 5. Let's say G. Let's put G. Then the height is fill parent. Width is 10%. Okay. Then button 6. Change the text into A. And the height is fill parent. Width is 10%. The next, button 7, change to B, and height is fill parent with 10%. So last button for our key in our piano. So high C. Then height is fill parent, width is 10%. So that's the high C. Then let's change the name of our buttons. So we have the C note. So remember to change all of your buttons here. C note, D note, E note, then we have the F note, G note, A note, D note, and high C note. Then let's change the background color to red. Then let's say orange. E is yellow. F is magenta. Then we have the green, cyan, blue, then pink. So we have the names and the sizes. Next, let's drag another button so it will be at the bottom of the horizontal arrangement. Okay, then let's go to the text for button. So we'll be uploading here, or change the text to the clear button, clear note. Then rename the button into clear note. Click OK. Then make the, go to your screen, align horizontal, make it center so that our button will be centered. Change the font size to at least 16. Make it a little bit bigger than the usual. And after that, let's have a label at the top of the clear note and remove the text. Rename the label at notes label. Then let's go to media and let's drag a player. So this player will be used as the player of all of our notes. So I'll be discussing later how we'll be using that player. The next, we will now go to our blocks viewer. So first is to click the C note button and choose the when C note is clicked. Then let's go to our note player. Change the name of the player 1 into the note player. And go back to blocks. And with our note player, let's find the set note player source 2. Then let's have a text here with a blank, and put it there and type cnote.wav. So this is the name of our sound for the C note. Then put it on our when C note that click. Then let's click again our note player and drag the call note player start and put it under the set note player source. And after that, let's go to our notes label and look for the set notes label text. And let's go to the text. Let's type C and put it under the notes player start. So right click the C note, click event and duplicate it. So right click and then duplicate. And then click the drop down menu and select the D note. It changes the buttons click event. And then let's change the source into the D note and the text to letter D. Then after that, let's try our first work if it will work. So let's try it in our AI companion. So we have two here, the build and the connect. So if you have your Wi-Fi at home and you are using the AI app companion, you can use this. So click AI companion and it will show the QR code in the screen. So by using our MIT App Companion, let's scan the QR code. So without downloading the APK, the MIT Companion will be we can able to test our application through the companion app. So let's just wait for our application to build. So let's try the C and D. So you must able to play the C and the letter D. As you can see, if we play the C, it will show the C in our label, and if we click the D. So after testing the our first work, So let's continue working with other components of our application. So this will be a tricky one, so let's continue and listen carefully. So in this activity, we will be learning how to use a procedure to manage the blocks of all the piano keys. So because the code block for C note.click and D note.click are so similar, we're going to make a procedure to play the notes. So next is we'll be clicking to the procedures drawer, then drag out a two procedure block. Change the name to play note. So play note. Then add an input by clicking on the blue circle and snapping it into the block. Then rename the input note. So let's rename the X to note. Drag the code inside the C note.click block to the new play note procedure. So we'll be clicking here and drag it to the procedure. So we want to be able to have different .wav file names based on the notes. So drag out a join block from the text drawer. So we have the text drawer and join. Delete the original text block and snap it into the join block. So we'll be deleting the C note and the C. The only thing that changes is the note. So join note and note.wav. So if note is C, joining it with the note wave makes C plus note wave or C note.wav, the name of the sound file. So we'll be doing the set note player source 2, then the text join, then type note.wav, enter. Again, if note is C, joining it with the note.wav makes the C plus the note.wav or C note.wav, the name of the sound file. And set the notes label.text to note. So let's over the mouse, then get note to the set label, notes label.text. Drag out a call play note blocks from the procedure drawer and add to C note.click so that the play note codes runs when the C note is pressed. So procedure, then call play note. Then call the procedure. Complete the puzzle piece and pass C as the note to play note. So let's go to text and let's choose a blank. Then type C. So do the same for the D note click. So delete the code blocks that were in the D note click. So let's delete and let's duplicate. Then change it to. Next is to duplicate the C note with other note. So we have here the C note and the D note. Let's try to duplicate. Then click E note, change to E. Duplicate, change to F note, F. Then duplicate, change to G note, and G. Duplicate A note, A, then duplicate B note, B, and last is the high C note, type high C. Then test your app with the MIT AI2 companion to make sure you can play all 8 notes and see the correct notes displayed. Then after that, we changing the app. So let's make a change to our app. Instead of just displaying the current note, let's display all the notes pressed in sequence like A, C, 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 D, E, F. So by using a procedure, we can update our app in one place instead of having to update all the click event blocks. So in our text built-in, let's drag again a join. And let's click the blue. Then let's drag another string so that we have the 3 string here. Then after that, let's remove the get note here and click the join and put it on the notes label.text. And after that, let's go to the notes label and look for notes label.text. Then put it on the first string. The next is the text blank, second string, and put a space. The last is to the get the note. And after that, let's go to the clear button, clear note button. So when clear note do click, then to the set notes label that text. So notes label, then let's look for the set notes label that text. And text, make it just a blank. Testing. Now test your app on your AI companion or any device that you have. Click the AI companion so that we can have the QR code. So before we proceed with building the application, let's go back to our procedure, play note. Then drag or remove the note.wav or WAV, reposition it to the second, and then mouse over get note so that we can able to get note the note.wav. Then let's try to test our application using the AI companion. Scan QR code. Then let's wait for the app to build. So we have now a working piano. So every time we type or click the button, it shows the label from our buttons. Then we click or push the button for the clear note, and it will clear the label. So that's the end of our lesson for today. Okay, so if you have any question, just don't forget to comment below. and see you again in our next tutorial. Goodbye.